You can get pregnant during your period, and many women don't realize it until it is too late. But it doesn't happen to everyone. So, how do you know if you are at risk? In this video, I'm going to explain why it happens, who is most at risk, and why relying on your period as a safe time for unprotected sex can sometimes backfire. Let's start with the simple answer. Yes, pregnancy during your period is possible. For many women, the risk is low, but that risk depends on a few important things, like how long your menstrual cycle is, how long your period lasts, whether your cycles are regular or irregular, and most importantly, when you ovulate. So, where does the risk come in? Many people assume ovulation happens far away from their period, but that is not always true. The timing of ovulation depends heavily on how long your cycle is. For example, if someone has a 30-day cycle, ovulation usually happens around the 16th. But if someone has a 24-day cycle, ovulation may happen around the 10th. And with a 22-day cycle, ovulation can occur around the 8th. Now, think about that for a moment. If your period lasts 5 to 7 days, ovulation could happen very soon after your bleeding stops, and that is where pregnancy during your period becomes possible. Another important detail many people forget is the sperm factor. Sperm can survive in the female reproductive tract for up to 5 days. So if someone has sex towards the end of their period, sperm may still be alive several days later. If ovulation happens during that time, pregnancy can occur. People with short menstrual cycles are more likely to experience this situation. Short cycles mean ovulation happens earlier in the month. For example, someone with a 22-day cycle might ovulate around the 8th. If their period lasts 6 or 7 days, sperm from sex during the period could still be present when ovulation occurs. So, while pregnancy during a period is not the most common scenario, it becomes much more possible with shorter cycles. Also, irregular cycles makes it harder to predict ovulation. For example, some persons may have cycles like 24 days 1 month, 35 days the next, and 28 days after that. When cycles vary like this, it becomes very difficult to predict when ovulation will happen, and that makes relying on your period as a safe time much less reliable. Also, not every bleeding is a true menstrual period. Sometimes people experience breakthrough bleeding, especially when cycles are irregular. In those situations, bleeding can happen even though ovulation has not yet occurred. That means someone might think they are having a period when ovulation could still happen shortly afterwards, and that can increase the risk of pregnancy. Can you use cycle tracking to avoid pregnancy? Some people try to avoid pregnancy by tracking their cycle. This approach is sometimes called fertility awareness or natural family planning. These methods involve tracking signs like menstrual cycle days, cervical mucus changes, basal body temperature, and ovulation predictor tests. When done carefully, these methods can help people understand their fertile window, but they require consistent cycles and careful tracking. If your cycles are irregular, cycle tracking alone may not be reliable enough to prevent pregnancy. Finally, let's come back to the original question. Can you get pregnant during your period? The answer is yes. It is possible, but it is not very common. Your risk depends on several factors, including your cycle length, when you ovulate, how long your period lasts, and whether your cycles are regular or irregular. Understanding your menstrual cycle can help you make better decisions about contraception and fertility. If you found this video helpful, consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel for more women's health videos like this. And if you know someone who believes that period sex is always safe, please share this video with them. Also, if you are trying to understand when pregnancy is most likely to happen, you should also watch my videos about safe period and fertile window, because understanding how your body works is one of the most powerful tools you have for protecting your health. Until next time, stay healthy and be kind to yourself.